What if I told you that Thor's hammer, Zeus's thunderbolt, Shiva's trident, and the Egyptian Ankh all share the same ancient origin story? The connections between these mythologies will blow your mind. Ancient civilizations, separated by thousands of miles and centuries, somehow created eerily similar gods, monsters, and creation stories. Today, we're diving deep into the hidden threads that connect Greek, Norse, Hindu, and Egyptian mythologies, revealing a web of shared symbols, archetypes, and cosmic truths that scholars have only recently begun to understand. By the end of this video, you'll see these ancient stories in a completely different light. Let's start with something that appears in every single one of these mythologies, the Great Flood story. In Greek mythology, Zeus destroys humanity with a catastrophic flood, sparing only Deucalion and Pyrrha. The Norse tell of Bergelmir surviving a flood of Ymir's blood. Hindu scriptures describe Manu being saved from a world-ending deluge by Vishnu's fish avatar. Egyptian texts speak of the tears of Ra flooding the world. These aren't coincidences. They're cultural echoes of either shared historical memory or universal human experiences with natural disasters. But the flood stories are just the beginning. Every one of these mythologies features a cosmic tree connecting different realms of existence. The Norse have Yggdrasil, the world tree whose roots and branches connect 9 realms. Hindus speak of the Kalpavriksha, the wish-fulfilling cosmic tree. Greeks had their sacred oak of Zeus at Dodona, considered the center of the world. Egyptians depicted the tree of life in their afterlife texts, often as a sycamore fig tree. This isn't random symbolism. The world tree represents humanity's understanding of interconnectedness, the idea that all life, death, and rebirth are connected through a single cosmic structure. Here's where it gets fascinating. Every single culture has a thunder god who's basically the same character with different names. Thor wields Mjolnir, Zeus hurls thunderbolts, Indra commands the Vajra, and Set controls storms in Egyptian lore. They're all warrior gods, often with red hair or fierce appearances, who battle chaos monsters to protect cosmic order. But here's the twist. Linguistically, their names trace back to similar Proto-Indo-European roots. Thor connects to thunder, Zeus relates to divine sky, and Indra means possessor of drops of rain. This suggests these weren't separate inventions, but variations of an ancient archetypal thunder deity. But wait, if these connections are so obvious, why did it take scholars so long to notice them? The answer reveals a deeper mystery about human consciousness itself. For centuries, academics studied these mythologies in isolation, assuming they developed independently. The challenge wasn't just language barriers or limited communication between ancient cultures. It was our modern assumption that ancient peoples couldn't have shared knowledge across vast distances. Dig deeper, and you'll find the Great Mother archetype everywhere. Gaia birthed the Greek Titans. Frigg mothered the Norse pantheon. Aditi gave birth to the Hindu gods, and Nut arched over the Egyptian cosmos as the Sky Mother. These aren't just fertility goddesses. They're the primordial creative force from which all existence springs. What's remarkable is how consistently they're portrayed, as nurturing yet fierce, creative yet destructive, connected to both earth and sky. This suggests something fundamental about how humans conceptualize the creative force of the universe. Perhaps the most profound connection is the dying and rising god motif. Osiris dies and resurrects in Egyptian mythology. Balder dies and will return after Ragnarok in Norse lore. Dionysus undergoes death and rebirth in Greek mysteries. Krishna and other Hindu avatars experience cycles of death and renewal. This pattern appears because it reflects natural cycles, day and night, seasons, life and death, but also represents humanity's hope for continuity beyond physical existence. The number 7 appears sacred across all these traditions. 7 heavens, 7 chakras, 7 sacred oils, 7 levels of Egyptian afterlife. The number 9 connects the Norse 9 realms, Hindu 9 forms of Durga, Egyptian 9 gods of Heliopolis. These weren't arbitrary choices. They reflect mathematical patterns these cultures observed in nature and cosmos. Every mythology features serpents as symbols of both wisdom and chaos. The Greek python guards divine knowledge, Norse Jormungandr encircles the world, Hindu Shesha supports the universe, while Kalia represents danger. Egyptian Apep threatens cosmic order, while the cobra protects pharaohs. This duality suggests serpents represented humanity's relationship with knowledge itself, powerful and necessary, but potentially dangerous. Here's the mind-blowing revelation that ties everything together. These mythologies aren't just coincidentally similar. They're all expressions of universal human psychological patterns that Carl Jung called archetypes. The thunder god represents our need for protective strength. The Great Mother embodies our connection to creative source. The dying and rising god reflects our understanding of renewal and hope. The world tree symbolizes our intuitive grasp of cosmic interconnection. But there's more. Recent archaeological and genetic evidence suggests these similarities might also reflect actual historical connections. The Proto-Indo-European people, ancestors to Greeks, Norse, and Hindu cultures, migrated across vast territories around 3500 to 2500 BCE, carrying shared mythological concepts that evolved into distinct but related traditions. Even Egyptian mythology, from a different language family, shows connections through trade, conquest, and cultural exchange across the Mediterranean and ancient world. What we're seeing isn't coincidence. It's evidence of both universal human psychology and ancient historical connections. These mythologies share similar stories because they're all trying to answer the same fundamental questions. Where did we come from? Why do we suffer? What happens after death? How should we live? The thunder gods, world trees, great floods, and dying gods aren't separate inventions. They're variations on themes that emerge when humans contemplate existence itself. Whether through shared ancestry, cultural exchange, or universal psychological patterns, these ancient stories reveal that human beings have always sought the same truths about life, death, meaning, and our place in the cosmos. Understanding these connections doesn't diminish these mythologies. It reveals their profound universality and shows us that despite our surface differences, humans have always shared the same deep questions about existence. Think you know mythology? Wait until you see how modern superhero stories secretly follow these same ancient patterns. Click the video appearing on your screen now to have your mind completely blown.